the nation. Please join me this morning as we welcome Teddy Gebremichael, Deputy Financial Management Officer, U.S. Mission, Nigeria.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's in the holiday spirit. And thank you for the introduction. As mentioned, my name is Teddy Gebremichael, and I'm the Deputy Financial Director for the Embassy here in Abuja and the Consulate in Lagos. So let me talk a little bit about my background and discuss further on other topics. As mentioned, I was born and raised in Ethiopia, the second most populous country in Africa, after, of course, Nigeria, a country rich in history, culture, resilience, just like Nigeria. My upbringing instilled in me a deep sense of pride in my heritage and a strong foundation of values that have guided me throughout my life. In 1991, at the age of 13, I moved to the United States, a transition that was both exciting and challenging at the time, leaving behind the familiar sights, sounds, and traditions of Ethiopia to start a new life in a foreign country, which was a defining moment in my journey. It was a time of immense change as I had to adapt to a new culture, learn a new language, and find my place in a society that was unfamiliar to me. Without the tools we take for granted today, like the internet and social media, this adjustment required patience, determination, and willingness to embrace the unknown. And of course, back in 1991, there was no internet, so we had to figure it out on our own. It taught me the importance of staying grounded in my identity while being open to new experiences. For young people, I want to emphasize that challenges like this are opportunities to grow, and they can become the foundation of your future success. Now, living in America has been a journey of growth and discovery. The United States of America is a land of opportunity, but those opportunities come with the responsibility to work hard and stay true to your values. I have learned that success is not just about achieving your goals. It is about how you achieve them with integrity, humility, and respect for others. For the younger generation, I encourage you to see challenges as stepping stones and not obstacles, and to embrace the diversity around you as a source of strength. Being a diplomat is more than a profession. It is a calling to serve, connect, and make a difference. It is not just about policies. It is about people and how we interact and communicate with one another. It is about understanding hopes, fears, aspirations, and working together to create solutions that benefit all. As mentioned in the introduction, the accumulated lifetime personal and professional experiences are what prepared me for my current career. My path to being a diplomat is one of dedication and purpose. It requires a commitment to lifelong learning and a belief in the power of service. My role and responsibility as a financial management officer here at the embassy is integral to the financial health and operational success of the U.S. Embassy in Abuja and the Consulate in Lagos. I ensure that resources are managed effectively, both embassy and consulate goals are supported, and U.S. government funds are safeguarded against any misuse. I truly believe that I am living the American dream, which is not just about achieving success, but about the journey, the values, and the impact you make along the way. I see my life as a testament to the opportunities America offers to those who are willing to work hard, stay resilient, and dream big. My interests have always revolved around making connections, whether between people, ideas, or nations. I believe that curiosity and a willingness to learn are essential for growth. By exploring the world and engaging with others, I have discovered that our differences are not barriers, but opportunities to learn and grow. From overcoming challenges as a young immigrant to serving my country as a diplomat, I have lived the ideals of the American dream. It is a privilege to use my experiences to inspire others to believe in their own potential and to contribute to a better world. With that being said, I highly encourage everyone to pursue their dreams with determination and to see every step, whether forward or backward, as part of the journey. Remember, success is not a straight line. It is a series of lessons that shape who you are and what you can achieve. Success is not about luck either. It is about tenacity, vision, and hard work. Dream big, but stay grounded in the reality that achieving those dreams requires efforts and resilience. You will face challenges, but each one is an opportunity to grow and learn. Stay true to your values and never lose sight of your purpose. Remember, the future is shaped by those who dare to dream and work tirelessly to turn those dreams into reality. And thank you for your time. And we can go on questions.
Thank you very much, Teddy. Now, we have in American Center, Lagos, we have a group of teachers that have come for a training and they are joining this program this morning. And you could hear their clap. You've greatly inspired us. And I know they are going to inspire their students as well. So I'll take the first question while we wait for our audience to show by raise of hand if they have any question. What was the defining moment that made you choose diplomacy as your life path?
So as mentioned earlier, I got involved in diplomacy in the last 3 years. This is my second assignment. But for the past 20 years, I was working overseas. And I was working in different countries, as mentioned in the bio. So diplomacy for me is not just being a diplomat for Department of State, but every country that I worked in, I had to be a diplomat. I had to represent myself. I had to represent my country. So for me, being a diplomat is maybe a title, but we carry being a diplomat with us everywhere that we go. So I've always carried that wherever country that I went to. I try to adapt to the culture, the countries that I've worked in. Respect the cultures that in the country that I resided. So that's being part of a diplomat, and eventually all those experiences led to me being working with the Department of State as an official diplomat.
Thank you very much. So, particularly, was it a person, a book, or a world event that sparked your passion for service?
It's a multiple experiences. So growing up in Ethiopia, especially in the 1980s, at that time, I'm sure Ethiopia was probably the poorest country in the world. So I've seen, firsthand the aid that Ethiopia was receiving due to poverty and famine, and the aid that was arriving from USAID and other agencies, and that always stuck in the back of my head that people are going out of their way to help other people. So growing up, that always stuck in my head where when I grow up, I want to be part of that. And that's why I even joined USAID prior to joining Department of State, because I believed in the service that was being provided. And now with the Department of State providing the services and being a diplomat and representing the nation, is part of an ongoing life for me, where I've seen a few friends of mine that have been a diplomat in the past and the work that they've done, and I look up to them and what they do, and sometimes you want to be just like your own friends, basically. So it's a combination of all of those experiences that led me to be a U.S. diplomat.
Thank you very much. So from our audiences all over Nigeria, if you have a question, you can either raise your hand or type it in the chat box, including American Center Lagos. If you have a question, you can raise your hand, then we can call you. So let me go to the second question while we are waiting for our audience to ask questions. Have you ever had to choose between doing what's right and doing what's safe in your career? If yes, how did you handle it?
What's right and what's safe? Well,
Yeah.
I've worked in interesting places such as Iraq and Afghanistan, which were not safe, but it was right. So sometimes you have to make the decision, not just in your work environment, but in life, and you want to be on the right side of your conscience. You want to you try to make the right decisions all the time. Sometimes it might not be safe. For me, going to Iraq, going to Afghanistan, serving my country was not safe, but I believed that it was the right decision. And looking back, the experiences that I've gained, the people that I've met, including Iraqis and Afghanis, the great people that I've interacted with, shaped me to be who I am today. So I would say, always stick on being what's right.
Yeah. Thank you. I've not seen any hand. Okay, so we have someone who wants to ask a question in American Center Lagos. Please, you can go ahead, ma. So you tell us your name and ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I am American Amadi, teacher. As you said, success is not a straight line, which means on your journey of growth and discovery, you have had obstacles. So I want to know, was there a time you felt like giving up on your dreams? And if there was, what exactly ignited your passion? What was it that helped you to come back to your dream? Thank you very much.
Teddy, did you get the question?
No, I can barely hear her. So
Yeah.
if you could
Okay,
tell me.
don't use the mic. Don't use the mic. Just go ahead.
Okay, I said, my question was that you said in the course of your presentation that success is not a straight line, which means in the course of your journey of growth, you would have encountered challenges, obstacles, and difficult times. So, was there a time you felt like giving up on your dreams? And if there was, or if there were times, how were you able to come back to your dreams? What actually ignited your passion? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I got what you were asking me about failure, and was there a failure, and if there was, how did I come back to it? So my supporting cast, which is my family, have always been there for me, to be honest with you. And as an, you know, as an African growing up in America, failure is not an option, you know.
True.
And I'm sure everybody can relate to that. So, of course, you know, there were very difficult moments, very difficult times that, especially at a young age, going to America, where you realize, to begin with, the first question was, do I even belong in America? You know, because we're so used to life back in Africa. But then again, you see the potential. You see the people that are successful around you. You see your family and friends motivating you. So we all need a support system to be able to, you know, go over the hurdles. And I'm sure I've had those support systems along the way to be where I'm at today. But I don't think I've ever stopped or failed. There were definitely times where I struggled, but I always leaned on the people that I loved and respect to get through the hard moments and to be where I'm at today. You know, and living in Houston, I wanted to mention, living in Houston, Texas, there is a huge population of Nigerians.
Never give up.
You know, and I grew up with a lot of Nigerians and Nigerian Americans, and you know, when you look at it and looking back, no matter what country we come from, we go through the same struggle, and we probably think our cultures are different, but when we all living in America, it always seems like our culture are the same, you know. Because my support system and their support system is the same. The way their family disciplined them and the way my family disciplined me is the same. So there's not a lot of difference in our culture. So we always want to rely on the family and the culture that we grew up in to get over the hurdles and be where we want to be.
Thank
Hopefully,
you very much.
I answered it in a way that you asked.
Family support, very
Yes.
important. Yeah. So we have Enugu. You can unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. My first question is, as a diplomat, have you ever had a moment where a cultural misunderstanding made you laugh or almost get into trouble? And how did you handle it? My second question is, what unexpected moment in your career taught you the most about resilience? And how did it shape the diplomat you are today? My third question is,
Enugu, hold on. Gabriel, sorry, Teddy, can you take the three at a time, or do you want to answer one after
Let
the other?
let me answer the first two.
Okay, sir, go ahead.
So one of the moments that I smiled when he asked me this question, because one of the moments that that was awkward to me was when I went to the Middle East for the first time, and I was working in the Middle East, and we went out to meet someone at the bank. You know, the lady was the bank manager. So we go out to meet the bank manager, and I extended my hand to shake her hand, and she was just looking at me. She was just looking at me. She didn't extend her hand. So I quickly realized, you know, the culture that I shouldn't be extending my hand because she's a Muslim woman. She respects her, you know, she has her own, you know, the culture, the respect that they have. So I quickly realized, oh, this is not one thing that I'm not supposed to do. But I always, you know, go back to it, because a lot of times if I didn't read up on the different cultures, and if I didn't know that this was the culture and custom of the young lady, I would have taken it as a disrespect and I would ask myself why she didn't shake my hand. But I automatically knew that I'm not even supposed to do that. And luckily, you know, sometimes when you're well prepared and know the customs of the countries that you work in, you quickly realize the mistakes that you made. The second one about resilience, I think the major the moment of resilience for me is it's different moments, but moving to America was very tough because it was totally from one culture to another, and I was young at that time. So and my parents were back in Ethiopia, and I was in the U.S. with my brother and my sister. You know, it takes a lot of resilience and determination to move into a country at a young age where I didn't even speak English at all when I moved to America. So to learn the language, to learn the culture, to have new friends, it's not easy. And you know, like I said earlier, nowadays we have the social media where we know what's happening in London and New York and Houston, wherever. I mean, we see it on our phone in minutes. At that time, there's no internet, there's no social media. The only thing I knew about America was movies. So when you're there and when you're experiencing difficult moments that you've never encountered in the past, it required me to be resilient. So that's the moment I can go back and reflect on.
All right, thank you so much. How many more do you have, Enugu?
Yes, okay, thank you so much. My next question is, what advice do you have for students? For example, the kind of mindset they need to have for students who would like to take a career in diplomacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Enugu.
For your question. Great questions, by the way. The advice that I have, you know, the mindset, I think overall, I truly believe that the Nigerian education system is good because I see the Nigerians that come to the United States and achieve a lot, you know, once they go to college and whatnot. So my thing is, whether you study international relations, whether you study economics, whether you study finance, whatever subject that you study, put 110% into what you study. You know, like I said earlier, there's no shortcuts for success. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the work. You know, a lot of times what we do in middle school, high school, and college is what defines our path for the rest of our lives. So these are the moments that I encourage students to work hard and to achieve the maximum to the maximum of your ability, and doors will open up. The mindset that I have always is I can control what I can control, and what I can control is basically, you know, do my studies, do my work, prepare myself. What I cannot control is things that I don't see in front of me. So always have a vision of where you want to be, and if you want to be a diplomat, envision yourself being in that moment, in that place, and work hard towards it, and build yourself up and prepare yourself towards it. And believe me, it will come true. As long as you have the vision of where you want to go and you're preparing and you're working towards there, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve.
Great. Thank you. Uyo, please unmute and ask your question. Go ahead, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. My question is, how do you manage language stress as a diplomat in a new country? That's my question. Thank you.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
I said, how to manage language difference as a diplomat in a new country? Language barrier as a diplomat in a new country.
How do you manage language barrier as a diplomat in a new country?
How do I manage?
Language differences.
Oh,
in a
language
new-
differences.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to countries where, in Nigeria, of course, everyone speaks English, so it's way easier. I've been to countries where, for example, in Arab countries where a lot of people do not speak English. So, the first thing that you want to do is, like I said earlier, you want to adapt to the culture, and adapting to the culture means at least learning a few words in the local custom, in the local language. So when I went to Kuwait, for example, for the first time, whether it's saying, how are you doing, can I have this and that, good morning, I learned those words. So a lot of countries that you go to, if you do not know the language, but you at least know a few of the words, people appreciate that. People think that you're making an effort. So I did that when I went to Kuwait. Of course, in Nigeria, people speak English, so I didn't get to learn any dialects in the Nigerian languages. But yeah, it's just a matter of preparing yourself. You don't have to know 100% of the words or the languages that the country that you're working in, but knowing a few words to get by, and it shows respect to the people that you work with and you live with.
All right, thank you. Uyo, do you still have someone that wants to ask a question? Or that's all? I take the one on the chat box. Okay. American Corner Ikeja.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me, please? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Thank you so much for your time. It has been so insightful. My name is Adiwale. In your words, you mentioned that even right before you became a diplomat, you've been trying to see what you can do for your country, see what you can do for people. You've been trying to be useful and helpful. And I would say, like in the words of J.F. Kennedy, he said we should not think of what our country can do for us. We should think of what we can do for our country. So in the same vein, I've been trying to see how I can be useful to my country. And we've been working on a project to teach young Africans of different tech skills. So I would say that what advice would you give to someone like me trying to build something for the country? What advice would you give in terms of maybe support system, or how would you say, what institution would you advise that I look into for like support? Did you get my question?
Yes. And thank you for your question. I mean, the first thing I would say is, you want to mentor the people that you work with, the kids that you work with, and become an example yourself. But as far as a support, I'm sure there are a lot of NGOs in the field that you're involved in. There are local and international NGOs that are there to assist and help, in the field that you're working in. So reach out to those NGOs, reach out to those other scholars within Nigeria. Make sure that you're not just working in a small circle, but expand and network with other folks that are in the same field that you work in. And by the way, the success the main success, to be successful, you have to network. And networking is part of ensuring the growth. So as you work in the field that you're under, just make sure that you get to know other people. Always, keep their contacts, and just expand on your experiences and the contacts that you have. I suggest that.
All right, thank you. Enugu, you still have a question? Yes.
Yes, thank you. Okay, my question is, as a diplomat, what food from another country surprised you the most, either in a funny way? And how has experiencing different kinds of foods help you to understand and connect with people in other cultures during your diplomatic career? Thank you.
Are you
What was
preparing
the
to be a
second question? I'm
diplomat?
sorry.
Should I
What was
repeat
his
myself?
question? Your second
Second
question.
question.
Okay, second question is, my second question is, as a diplomat, it's just one question, ma. Just that
Okay.
question. Let me say it again.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Okay. As a diplomat, what food from another country surprised you the most, either in a funny way? And how has experiencing different foods help you to understand and connect with people in other cultures and during your diplomatic career? Thank you.
Okay. By the way, I'm a foodie. I love food. I love all kinds of food. I try to taste and eat as many international cuisines as I can. And, living in America, there's different restaurants from different cultures. So I basically have tasted a lot of food, including Nigerian, because there's a lot of Nigerian food in Houston. And the jollof rice, Nigerian jollof rice is the best, by the way. But yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm surprised by any food, because I try to enjoy, and I try to have that positive mindset whenever I eat the food. But food is representative of cultures. You eat, for example, in Ethiopia, people eat in a tray. 5, 6 people eat with their hands, and it's a moment where people share their stories while you're eating. You're eating on the same table, on the same plate. In Nigeria as well, people share food. So, food brings people together. It represents a culture. So I don't think I would say that I've been surprised by any food. I mean, I enjoy a lot of foods from Republic of Georgia, and even Afghanistan food is probably one of the best. Nigerian food is good. So I enjoy it, but it brings people together. Sometimes we go out and we eat, we pick out different restaurants from different cultures, and we try to experiment that. That's in relation to the culture, basically. And when you go out with people who are from that culture, it makes the food experience even better. So for me, food and culture go hand in hand.
Great. American Corner, Port Harcourt. Just hold it while I ask the one on the chat box. So we have a question from Uyo Teddy. The question is, was it your dream to become a diplomat, or did you find interest in it along your growth journey?
Yeah, I think I found it along the journey, because I never knew what a diplomat was back in the days. So, but I always wanted to serve. I always wanted to be part of either a community or an organization or a government agency that represents something that they believe in and something that I believe in. And I always wanted to work with different cultures because I myself come from a different culture. So, you know, your life, your path in life aligns you to where you want to go. And all you have to do is just prepare yourself at the moment, you know, making sure that you're taking the right courses, you're getting more experiences. And in the back of my head, because I wanted all of this, you know, working in different countries, working something that I believe in, it all aligned for me to become part of the Department of State as a U.S. diplomat. So I didn't sit back in the days and say, oh, I want to be a U.S. diplomat one day, because I never knew what a U.S. diplomat was. But I always wanted to be part of an organization or an agency that helped and served and protected and became an example of the United States of America.
Thank you. So we have another one from Oka Window in America. What are your major challenges in your experience as a diplomat?
The major challenges are, you know, we move around from one country to another every 2 to 3 years. So that means, you know, you build some type of a lifestyle. For example, I built some type of a lifestyle here in Nigeria. 2027, I'm out of Nigeria and going to some other country. Then you start all over again. You adapt to a new culture, you meet new people. So it's not easy. Every 2, 3 years, we're moving around. Literally, we're packing out and moving around. So, and then the other difficult thing is you're always away from your family and your friends back in Houston, back in the States. You're probably away during holidays, like I'm spending Christmas here in Nigeria while, you know, everybody's in Houston. So those are difficult moments that that you have to overcome and it's part of the job and it's part of life, basically.
Yeah. Port Harcourt, before we take Port Harcourt, then Oshogbo, then we come back to American Center, Lagos. And I think from there we'll be winding down. Port Harcourt on mute. You can go ahead now.
Morning. I have 2 questions. So
Quickly.
the first question is, as a diplomat, how have you been?
You cut off.
Or countries where there was countries that are experiencing social unrest and the rest. Has it always been that you played safe, or it has always been easy for you? Then secondly, how have you been able to, as a diplomat, deal with countries, major religions, and religions belief that affect their way of life and psychology? As a diplomat, how have you been able to deal with this situation? That's my question. Thank you.
So your first question, we missed a line. So you were asking, how was he able to stay safe in countries where he served and there was war and unrest? Was that the question?
Yes, that's the first question.
Okay, thank you. So Teddy, over to you.
So, you know, as a diplomat, this is my second post. Second post meaning second assignment. My first assignment was in America, of course, in Charleston, South Carolina. My second assignment is here in Nigeria. Now, I have worked outside of being a diplomat for other agencies, like I mentioned earlier, in Kuwait, in Oman, in Iraq, and Afghanistan. I was not an official diplomat. I didn't have the diplomatic title. I was a private citizen working for US companies in other countries. So when you work in these places, and in dangerous zones, basically, you have to take precautions, and precautions come not just from you, but for example, with my companies that I worked previously for, we received daily briefings on what are the things that we need to do, what are the things that we're not supposed to do, where are the places that we can go, where are places that we should avoid. So, in dangerous places, the company that I worked for always briefed us and let us know, we cannot go to this place and we cannot go to the other places. Now, when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan, I was actually working inside a military base. So I couldn't go anywhere anyways. So, we're there, we're working every day, we live in the camp, we work in the camp. So basically you're like a soldier. So you're in a compound for 3-4 months at a time, and then we go back to the US for vacation, and then you come back to the same environment. But overall, security wise, you always have to be careful, just like anybody that lives a day-to-day life. I mean, you always want to be careful of where you go. So that's part of it. The second question, I did not get. What was his second question? Or was there a second question?
Yeah, there was a second question. I can't remember. Can somebody remember? Okay, yeah. How were you able to cope with the religion of the posts or the countries where you served?
So, this is just being a human being. I grew up in a country in Ethiopia. If you look up Ethiopia, for example, it's probably 55% Christian, 40-something% Muslim. So for me, it's nothing new. And on top of that, you have to be able to respect other cultures, other religions, wherever you go and whoever you meet, whether it's Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or whatever somebody's belief is. That's their personal belief, and we always have to respect that. So I come from a mindset where no matter what a person believes, it's their personal choice, and I have to respect their beliefs. Just like I want somebody else to respect my beliefs. We don't necessarily have to agree, but we have to respect each other. The countries that I worked at were in fact mainly Muslim countries, and very nice people. During Ramadan, I ate like I fasted, basically. In fact, that was my favorite time during the year. During Ramadan, every night they called me up. Even though I ate breakfast and lunch, I still go eat dinner. So it was a beautiful moment, a beautiful get together. I think it's just a matter of respecting that human being, no matter what their religion is.
All right, thank you. Oshogbo, we are really running out of time, and I have a lot of ants up here in American Center, and I wouldn't want to hold Teddy because he's got so much to do. We have Oshogbo, just hold on. We have two very important questions on the chat box, which I think is going to be useful to our young audiences in our spaces. The first one says, what is the biggest lesson diplomacy has taught you that students can learn from? Then the second one, what advice will you give to students from developing countries who want to work in global diplomacy?
Great questions. Okay, so to answer the first one, what diplomacy has taught me is communications, how to communicate with my colleagues, how to communicate with other parties. By the way, I believe that diplomacy is all about communication and listening and being patient and saying the right things. So those are the things that encompass diplomacy, and I'm still crafting my trade in that. You know, there's always a learning, so there's always a learning process to it. But yeah, you know, communications is the key, and that's what I've learned and I've observed so far. Now, as far as for the younger generation, you know, advice for you know, being a diplomat or working in international organizations, I think, you know, number one, you have to prepare yourself educationally. Take the courses that are available within the university or the higher learnings that you're attending. And also you have to have the passion, you know, the passion to serve. For example, I always tell people, not everybody can be doctors and nurses. Yes, you can achieve if you put your mindset to it, but you have to be a person like to help others, you know, people that work in the hospitals, people that work in the medical fields. They're people's person. They enjoy what they're doing because not they just achieved a degree and a doctorate in the field, but they love helping other people. So diplomacy is the same thing. You have to have passion, you have to have the education, and you have to, you know, involve yourself in international work, international organizations, NGOs, and that creates the path to become it.
All right. With your permission, how many hands should we take in the American Central Lagos? Please, if you have a question, can you raise your hand? So we have like up to 7 or 6. Do you think we can run through, or Teddy, because of the time?
Yeah, we can answer questions till 11.
Okay. So Oshobo, can you quickly unmute and ask your question while we take the question? Please, Tosin, can you help me give numbers? So once is 11. Give them numbers. Oshogbo.
As a diplomat,
The echo is much. The echo is much. Can you quickly type the question? Oshogbo, you can type the question. I'll pick it from the chat box. So American Center Lagos, number 1, quickly, straight to the question so that we can take as much as possible. Speak to the mic, madam.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roy Fauzia. My question goes of sort. From your speech earlier, your line of thought, it has been so it is full with more challenges and not obstacles. So my question is, despite those challenges and not obstacles, what are your memorable situations that keeps you going? And by the time you relax and you remember it will bring a smile to your face and you overlook all the challenges and obstacles. Thank you.
Thank you. Second person.
Hold on. Teddy, do you want to take all the question at the same time?
No,
I think
I'll answer
time.
one by one, but
okay.
Let me. Yeah, can you repeat that question for me again, because it was some.
From your speech, sir, it was so inspiring and encouraging. So you also mentioned that it's been full with challenges and obstacles. Despite that, what are your memorable moments during your course of study? Your course of
service.
Yes, service rather. Yes. What are your memorable moments, Master?
So the good moments, is it the good moments during the service?
Yes.
Your great moments that keeps you going?
My great moments, I would say that in all the countries that I've worked in, and I think I've worked in probably 7, 8 countries so far, the great moments is being part of that culture. You know, we always have, you know, as human beings, we always say, oh, you know, people are telling me, oh my God, are you going to Kuwait, or are you going to Iraq? And, you know, you going to Nigeria? People are beautiful wherever they're at. You know, the culture is beautiful, and experiencing that culture is the most beautiful thing. And being part of it, knowing the people, you know, whether it's Iraqis or Nigerians or Ethiopians or Djiboutians, everybody's different in some way, but everybody's also the same, you know. So we always think that because we're from different countries, we're very different and we have different cultures, but we don't. But you only realize when you're part of that culture and you live in those countries. So those are the moments I always enjoy, being part of the people, talking to the people and eating with them, talking to them, laughing with them, and being part of them is the most satisfying and gratifying thing, I think, for me.
All right. So Oshogbo is the same question we were all going to ask you. What is your favorite Nigerian food aside from Nigerian jollof? What is your favorite fabric, Nigerian fabric? Is it
I like the fufu.
Fufu?
I like the fufu.
Which what soup?
So I've eaten it with some spicy, but I love spicy. It's like
egusi.
I forgot the exact name, but it was good. I was dipping it, you know. It wasn't that bad. I really enjoyed that. So it was a great experience eating that. Yeah.
Great. So what's your favorite fabric? Nigerian cultural attire.
So I've seen what the men wear, which I haven't bought any clothes yet. But I've seen what the women wear, which are very stylish. I mean, the women in Nigeria, they're like, everybody's like a Bollywood actress.
Yeah, right.
Nollywood, I'll say Nollywood actress. So I do not know specifically the fabrics, to be honest, but I love the designs. I love the garments. I love the way people dress up for events. And I've attended a couple of Nigerian weddings in America where people are just, you know, it's like a New Year's Eve party. I mean, it's beautiful and everybody's dressed up from head to toe. So I might not know the name of the fabric, but I love the way people wear their clothes. They're traditional.
So we recommend you have senator and agbada before you leave Nigeria.
There you go. I'll take that.
All right. So we take number 2 question. Number 2 question from American Center, Lagos. Number 2, please, can you rise up and ask your question? Just speak up, ma'am.
My name is Ray Gladys. My question is students studying this diplomacy, what are other career prospects or you think they can go into, or is it only this?
So what did I study to be a diplomat? Is that what the question is?
Yes. What are other career prospects of these diplomats?
Okay, so if I got the question right, what are the other career prospects to be a diplomat? So my road to be a diplomat was through finance, through accounting, because at the end of the day, any embassy needs finance and accounting professionals. But whether you study political science, whether you study economics, whether you study human resource, you know, various fields, engineering, you know, building embassies by itself or maintaining the embassy itself. So there all these fields that we study in the universities provide to work in the civil sector. Also, the governments hire for those positions within the as a diplomat. So, although my path was in the accounting and finance field, you can study, you know, like I mentioned, economics or political science, or you can even be a linguist and become a diplomat. There's a test that, for example, to be a U.S. diplomat, there's a process on its own, different tests that you have to take. But yeah, you can come from any background and become a diplomat, basically.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm afraid we've run out of time, but there's one cogent question I would like to ask you for the sake of our young audiences in our spaces. And the question is, what's one underrated skill that young people should develop to thrive in global leadership?
I wouldn't say underrated skill, but I would say, you know, networking. A lot of people think that because we just go to school and we study and we make good grades, we can achieve success. Part of it is correct, part of it is right. But the other part is, and I try to tell this to my young nephews and nieces as well, networking, you know, that human touch, the communication skills, those are as important as your educational skills or your educational background. So always network with other people, always practice on your speech, practice on your communication skills, because those are very important when you are in an environment, in a work environment where it's no longer just studying and providing your homeworks to your teacher, but it's about how to communicate with your partners, how to communicate with other people. So if people work on those things and you know, become efficient in communication and listening skills, and you know, basically, I think it would be very helpful for them to be successful in the future.
All right, thank you. So, lastly, if you could pass on just one message to young people around the world, what would it be? And that's the final question for the day.
My last message would be don't lose hope in anything and always have a vision. I believe that if someone does not have a vision of where they want to be, you know, if they don't see themselves 10 years down the road where they want to be at, it's hard to be successful. So always have a vision and work towards that vision. So work hard, but always see yourself. You want to be an airplane pilot. You want to be an engineer. You want to be a doctor. That's your vision. But work hard towards that and develop those skills. And believe me, somehow, some way, things will align and you will achieve what your vision was. So main thing is always have a vision of where you want to be in life.
Thank you very much. With this, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Samuel to thank you for coming on this program. Thereafter, I'll take the announcement. Then we close for the day. Over to you, Samuel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Teddy. We are so honored and glad to have you. And also, your first year of your tour in Nigeria, speaking to Nigerians about your experiences and how fun it is. Is it possible? I know probably myself, I could say end up becoming a diplomat in my lifetime. Is it possible?
Bro.
And I'm so sure I'm speaking the mind of so many young people in the house. That, and again, my take out from this is the fact that whatever we want to become, we can actually become if we do put our minds and our hearts and work towards it. So I want to appreciate you for your time and for sharing your moment with us. And we are so sure and certain that our paths will still cross again, and we'll still have good testimony to share together from the outcome of today's Speak with a Diplomat that you facilitated. Thank you so much. And before we drop, please, all of us across the nation from Lagos to Sokoto to Maiduguri to Yo to Oka, can we put our hands together for Teddy to appreciate him? Thank you so much, Teddy.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. We are very grateful. We
I
also want
appreciate
to thank you. We also want to thank our directors. Thank you so much for participating, all our participants in all our spaces in American Space Nigeria. Tomorrow we have another explosive session, conversation with an alum. We have one of our alum coming to tell us how to overcome challenges, cultivating resilience in exchange programs and career development. The time is 10 a.m. Join us from your location and you'll be glad you were part of the program. Till we meet tomorrow, bye to everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.